Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Should we move 5 rows toward them, do you think?
It needs to be like an escalator.
Okay. Stand up. Take 3 rows forward. Everyone 3 forward. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling very lonely up here. That's so much better. I'm sorry. You have to. I would love if you would sit on the floor.
It's good. It's not like
the
the sound is better in the back. We're going to begin with our candle lighting, and Janice, if you would please come up and lead us in our lighting. Turn our prayer books to page 2. May the Shabbat candles that we now light inspire us to see justly and gently, to look honestly and with kindness, and to see what's holy in each other.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shall Shabbat.
Thank you. Well, we had an amazing evening last night with a concert with Sam Glazer, and I didn't do it. I didn't lift a finger. The cantor did all of the planning and all the cooking and everything that we did.
I don't know about the cooking. I went to Costco.
But it was a wonderful concert. We don't always do things in the winter, and this one, you have to dodge the season as to when you can actually make it to the top of the mountain for our service. And what I like is that I can just throw something over here, and I said, by the way, we just planned today, we're having a Sephardic Shabbat. So work on all your Sephardic music, and it's going to be an amazing service that we'll be doing in July. And you have until then.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
I know. Let's turn in our prayer books to page 4. Bottom of the page, Hinei ma tov, how good and pleasant it is for us to be together.
And it is so good that we are all here together. I know sometimes we have to cancel because of snow, but here we are all together this week for this Shabbat. So please take just a moment to say Shabbat Shalom or to introduce yourself to somebody sitting nearby. Go ahead, you can say Shabbat Shalom to someone. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
We'll turn to page 6 in the middle of the page. We don't always do this reading, but it's important to understand that there's so much more than just the ritual within Judaism, but what is it that makes us Jewish? The middle of page 6, God has pointed us in a direction of good and right living in the book of Micah. It's our compass and a star to guide us each day and night. God asks of me to do justice, treating others with kindness, compassion, helping beyond what is necessary. God asks of me to be merciful, forgiving others, releasing old grudges, and lending a hand to those in need. And God asks of me to walk humbly without pride, self-importance, but with humility and grace, worthy of our people, and may we fulfill these expectations each day to the best of our ability as others look to us for direction. Page 8 at the top of the page will now continue. Shalom Aleichem. We welcome the angels of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And arriving in Jerusalem, the pilgrims lifted their eyes to the mountains. They cried out in unison, "From where does my help come?" Esainai, the top of page 12, will join with the cantor.
Esainai el harim, me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri. Esainai el harim, me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Esainai el harim, me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri. Esainai el harim, me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz.
As we travel back in time to the 16th century to the town of Tzfat, as the center of Jewish mysticism, we continue with the poem by Shlomo Alkabetz, where he wrote Lecha Dodi, welcoming the Sabbath bride.
Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litchila la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha Ki hi mekor ha'baracha Mirash mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav l'shevet be'emek ha'avcha Behu yachmol alaychem la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela
The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary, so we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom
That's good.
atzeret bala
Gam besimcha u'v'tzahala
Toch emunei
am segula boi chala la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikavela. May be seated. It's always nice when we come to Lecha dodi and we turn around and we see everybody stand up and we kind of look at each other and think, it's a community. It's not just people showing up because they have to, because it's a bar mitzvah or something else, but it's really nice to think that there's a place to come on Friday night before dinner. So we're glad to have you with us. Page 21 at the top of the page, Psalm 92 is also known as the Song of the Sabbath Day, first recited in the temple in Jerusalem. Let's continue responsively at the top of page 21. It is good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness, your faithfulness each night. The music of the lute and the harp, melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. Continue the bottom of page 20.
Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'eres balvanon yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'sheva deshenim bera'ananim yihiu lehagid ki Shar Adonai Tzuri V'lo Tabor.
And then traveling back to 1921, the Boston Globe, when Dr. Crane says, when he set up his column of Just for Today, I think we'll have the Cohn family do this for us. Sure. That's you guys. You need. Let's continue responsively.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best to praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do, and if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I'll appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax, realize what life is and can be, time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Page 24, as we all rise for our call to worship and join together with the cantor in the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. La 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch
Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated. On page 26, we're going to continue with it's actually the second paragraph of the Baruch Hu. But what's more interesting to point out is at the bottom of the page of 26, we printed this section of the Talmud upside down, which you could notice. Telling the printer to do this was very challenging because she didn't know how to do it. But what happens is when we would be studying Talmud, and I had this even in my rabbinical school days, there was one Talmud on the table and everybody sat around it. But our teacher would sit on the other side and he could read it upside down. I don't think he really needed to read it because he knew it. But I said, we need to print this section of Talmud upside down so you get that experience of what it's like to study in a circle. Page 26 at the top of the page.
This is a melody that Colleen and I wrote at our songwriting retreat. For those of you who know Colleen, the beautiful violin player that joins us for many of our services, we're in the middle of recording a Jewish album thanks to Vail. and we're having a big concert this summer.
On the mountain.
On top of the mountain. In addition to our 2 mountaintop services, we're doing a mountaintop concerts. There'll be me and Colleen and tons of other contemporary Jewish musicians.
It's called Cantor, Michelle, and Friends.
Cantor, Michelle, and Friends.
Right.
In concerts,
Right,
live and in concerts.
right.
And this is one of the melodies that we wrote. I can't wait for you to hear it with her as well, because it's missing some pieces without her, but we'll do a little bit of it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim uma'avir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom umevi laila uma'avir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uvein laila Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim.
Can't wait for the mountain. That'll be wonderful. Thank you. Turn in our prayer books to page 30 at the top of the page and join together in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavcha uvchol nafshecha uvechol meotecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha bevetecha u'lechtecha v'derech Uvshachbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam lehot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, vasitam et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
And as the waters closed upon the pursuing Egyptians, Israelites were now free to sing Micha Mocha, middle of page 32.
Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha Nehedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Ose vele Mi kamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
The prayer of Hashkivenu envisions a time when God serves as a guide and a shelter during the night ahead and praises for watching over us and delivering us. Middle of page 34, let's continue responsively in English. On this Shabbat evening, we seek peace and comfort, shield us from hatred and destruction that plague so many corners of the world, and console those in need. May God provide peace and comfort in the refuge of his wings, protect us from concerns and distress that keeps us from thinking clearly, May we live each day with honesty, grace, integrity, so we lie down each night, free from worry and angst, and awake each morning with a renewed life. Grant us good counsel, so we'll guard our going forth and our coming in, and bless us with life and peace. And may we feel protected in the shadow of your wings. Blessed are you, eternal God, whose shelter of peace spreads over us, over all people, and over Jerusalem, the top of the page.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Ushmor Tzeitzenu, Uvoenu, Lechaim Ushalom, Be'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Behamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim.
And found in the book of Exodus, 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. Bottom of page 36, Vishamru.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini ubein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
There are those in our community who are in need of healing, healing of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud. So we continue Misha Berach, the top of page 38.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leim to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
As we offer blessings for full healing to Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Dennis Deutsch, Carol Ann Finn, Jane Friedman, Deborah Goldman, Cindy Goldman, and Mark Grabowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Re'e Ivry, Donald Jaffe, Harriet Jaffe, Mary Sue Katz, Cheryl Kessler, Herman Keek, Ronan Kujawa, Renee Myers, Stephen Reese, Joyce Rosen, Roberta Scheller, Sam Schwartz, Johnny Siegel, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Dina Stempler, Maury Strauss, and Mickey Winokur. Thank you.
Bishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitzkada ve'itkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'amad divrah kirtei ve'amlich malchutei.
V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecha Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uv'izman kariv.
Ve'imru.
Amen. Yesh Rabba mevarach, le'alam u'lameho maya, yitbarach.
Yitzbarach v'yishtabach, yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha,
Brechu.
le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata.
Tishbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma.
Ve'imru.
Amen. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Page 42 at the top of the page, and then silently through page 57.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agitei latecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agitei latecha.
You may be seated when you've completed the Amidah. found in the book of Psalms. May the words of our mouth, meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God. Middle of page 56 as the cantor continues, Yilu Ratzon.
Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri v'goali Tzuri v'goali Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri v'goali Tzuri v'goali.
Thank you. One of my professors in rabbinical school once asked the class, "What do you think it means to be a Jew?" Now, we had all kinds of answers because, of course, as rabbinical students, we're all geniuses and we knew everything, so it didn't make any difference. But we would say, and if we asked here, we'd get all different answers. Belief in one God, observe Shabbat, keep kosher, all different kinds of answers. But what I've learned then, and what I've learned over the years, is that our understanding of religion is based not on what the rabbis and scholars tell us about Jewish religion. Our understanding of religion really is based on the stories of, well, about being Jewish that our parents and our teachers, grandparents, they told us when we were growing up. Now, what are the stories that we tell that really shape our senses of being Jewish? We read about Abraham. We know the story of Abraham, but think about what he really meant. It was about his willingness to take a stand. That's what made him different from the people that were around him, and he was willing to take that unpopular position which he believed to be part of his life. When our convictions are forced upon us and they're unpopular or even a minority opinion, we're not intimidated. We aren't pressured to give up what we believe. We aren't pressured because we remember Abraham and the story that shapes our sense really of who we are. Then we can move to more modern times of Sigmund Freud. He rejected just about every ritual. You wouldn't see him here on Friday night if this was the only thing going on in Vail. But all the theology and the tradition of Judaism that he rejected, he said he never forgot the Bible stories that he heard as a child from his parents. And when he was asked then if there was a connection between his being Jewish and his discovering psychoanalysis, Freud answered, of course. It was my Jewish background that taught me even if the rest of the world told me I was wrong, I still might be right. Well, Maimonides wrote, and this is now in the 12th century, that the first requirement of being a Jew is not to believe in God, but to reach out to the poor. A person who claims to believe in God, but is imprisoned in a world of his own private needs, his own interests, deaf to the cries of the needy that are around him, doesn't really believe in God of the Jewish people. So we repeat these stories of the prophets, and we're warned that the people demanded God's righteousness, but they demanded righteousness, not piety. They said that the temple in Israel, in Jerusalem, was destroyed. It was destroyed not because the Babylonian and Roman armies were stronger than the Israelites, but because the Jews of that generation fought bitterly amongst each other. They fought so bitterly that they did what the enemy couldn't do. And the rabbis called it sinat chinam, that it was a gratuitous, unnecessary hatred that destroyed the Jewish people. When it's directed, it's when you direct your hatred at people that you may have no reason to disagree with vehemently. You have no valid reason to hate them. But when you read the headlines today, and I don't get political, but you might wonder, have we learned nothing from history about hatred against other people? So I began this evening asking, what do you think it means to be a Jew? Well, we retell stories from 2,000 years of Jewish suffering, cruel, often bloody stories of persecutions, expulsions, pogroms. But the point of these stories is not to mourn over how much we've suffered, but the point of these stories that we keep retelling is to affirm how we survived and how we rose above the bigotry and the ignorance of others. And you think back in history of the European times, in Europe it was dominated by ignorance and superstition, where in the Middle Ages, half the Christian clergy were totally illiterate. But every Jew, not just the rabbis, but every Jew could read and understand the Bible. So I think it's fair to say that most of us are here today to answer the question, what does it mean to be a Jew? Because there's one more chapter to our story, and that one is being written right now in our lifetime, and that's our need for Israel. Not only for the sake of the 3 million Jews who live there, but for our own sake for the sense of what it means to be a Jew. You need not know Hebrew, not remember the biblical stories, but when you drive from the north to the south in Israel and you start meeting some of the people, seeing the sights, you don't have to wear a Jewish star there to say that I'm Jewish. All of this helps define when you're there what it means to be a Jew. So what sort of people are we? Because the stories we tell about ourselves, the stories we remember that shape our sense of being Jewish, we understand that Judaism really is a way of life. It's a way of life designed to take ordinary people and make them extraordinary by teaching us to take every day and turn that day into something holy. That the presence of God, and we can say that more than anyone else who hasn't been here, the presence of God is not limited to special days or confined to a special building. Because we know living in these mountains, God is accessible everywhere we are. On the mountain, by the stream, wherever we invoke really an act of kindness, hours of study and deeds of sanctification. So what do you think it means to be a Jew? It's to make your ordinary life and make it extraordinary. And we have a lot of stuff coming up. Please take, Janice spent a lot of time on this. Please take this with you so you can see all the things that are coming. When we think about Israel, we're not forgetting the hostages that are still languishing for over 100 days now. But when we started the Bishvil HaMachar program 5 years ago, we would bring soldiers here that had tremendous traumatic problems from previous wars and events that took place. Now when you think about what's going on in Israel, we would bring 15 soldiers here. We'd have to bring 150,000 people here because the whole state of Israel needs our help. But we still are going to be doing it this summer. And if you look at the dates, and the soldiers will be arriving on the 4th of July, which is interesting. Well, we'll be bringing 15 of them here. They'll come up in the mountaintop service and then spend 10 days in deep, deep therapy, trying to get through what they've gone through in Israel. And then we end at the Molina Ranch with a beautiful service led by the cantor. And we always we're asking for your help, because to bring 15 soldiers here is not cheap or easy. So we'll be asking over the time that if you'd like to sponsor a soldier, that really, how you're selecting one of the 15 out of 15,000, I don't know. But we're going to help those 15, and that's going to be a real commitment. And where would we be without our music? I just keep throwing more stuff at the cantor. Last year we said, let's do something with bluegrass Shabbat. And it was fabulous. Was anybody there? It was incredible. I mean,
amazing.
we're talking all the instruments that you would expect, and then we ended with a beautiful barbecue dinner. That's still going to be taking place, followed by going up to Leadville, where we learn about, at the cemetery, we clean it up, and we learn about the history of the Jews of Leadville. We also have, for music, the Sephardic Balabusta is coming. So when I heard about it, I thought, okay, we should bring her here. She has a cookbook on how to cook Sephardic food. So she's going to be teaching at our B'nai Vail Academy a little bit about cooking Sephardic food, how to do it, and then we'll learn to do it. And then Friday night, we'll be having a Sephardic Shabbat service that the cantor is going to lead us in special songs. Right?
Yep, that's right. That's what's going to happen.
We haven't figured it out yet, but we'll have a Sephardic dinner afterwards of what she learned to cook. And it's Iraqi, Persian, all kinds of really interesting things. And, of course, your music on the mountain. We just have to have a date of the Cantor Michelle and Friends on the mountain. And it's because it's not Shabbat, it's none of the prayers. We'll have breakfast at Chop House, then we'll go up on the mountain and just have a wonderful concert. A couple great speakers are coming. Rabbi Abraham Cooper, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's he founded the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles with Rabbi Heyer. And he's going to be talking about hate and anti-Semitism. He's the one that every news channel goes to when you want to hear something. He'll be coming this summer, and people just throw a name at me, and then I look it up, and we figure out how to make it work. Tracy Walder is coming, and I talked to Ronnie about it. She was just a DG out of USC, sorority girl, and she was recruited by the CIA to go undercover for 5 years. And she's known as the CIA Barbie because you got to see her, nice Jewish girl, and she does all these amazing things. She's going to come and talk about being a spy and what that was like. And the last thing we have is I got an email about the New York Jewish Film Festival. And I thought, we could do that. So there's a choice of 3 films. We're going to be going down to Edwards again. If you went with us last year, it was incredible. It was The Jews of the Wild West. This year we have a choice of 3, and we'll be choosing one of those, and the director's flying out from Los Angeles. So it's going to be an amazing, just all this stuff for the summer. So come back early, stay late, and we'll have every day filled for something for you to do. And again, thank you for last night. You know, we don't always do something in the winter, but I know you planned, put it all together. It was really wonderful. And for those that went, anybody here? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great concert.
It was so fun. And next week, if you're able to come to Shabbat services next week, you can come and help me support some of our teens that are going to be leading the service with me. If you have not yet been to a service that has been led by our teens, you are missing out. We have some really amazing teens and kids here. And we have a ton. We just had a really great day of service for Martin Luther King Day, where our students all researched the Jewish connections that Martin Luther King had and talked about all of his support for Jews and Judaism and his very vocal support for Israel as well. And we made a bunch of meals for the community market, which is a grocery store that gives free food to absolutely anyone. There's no you don't have to prove your income or anything like that. Anyone can go for any reason. It's an amazing organization. And we have tons of youth and family programming coming up. So if you want to get clued in on all of that, check the newsletter or reach out to me.
We shall. And I don't want to forget the people that are watching. We always get over 100 people that are watching. So I know the Groblowskis are out there on the East Coast, and on the West Coast we've got your mom at Seacrest and all the other ladies that sit around the TV together.
Seth is watching because he's on his way to Steamboat for a competition with
So
Ziva.
we just never know. So it's from the East Coast to the West Coast to Pearl Harbor. And they're all watching our service, which is wonderful. And we're glad to have you joining with us, and come back soon. Let's return to our prayer books. Page 60, we'll rise, join together, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula le'otzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance, for a link has been broken in the chain that bound us together, yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Gabriel Amira, Leo Aaron, Alan Bagully, David Barrison, Ida Blondie, Gladys Brodsky, Martin Carsley, Rudolph Cohen, Glenn Cooper, Annette Davis, Mary Dolan, Nellie Farber, Beatrice Field, Edie Floman, Rita Friedman, Sarah Friedman, Geraldine Gaynor, Joseph Gerson, Audrey Given, Maurice Goldberg, Carol Goodman, Howard Greinitz, Rose Gross, Alfred Held, Jimmy Hess, Beverly Hodis, Harry Holmes, Sylvia Carmen, Earl S. Katz, Samuel B. Katz, Marie Keller, Abby Kimmel, Belle Clowens, Paul Krell, Herbert Lapkoff, Willie Lessing, Ira Lupin, Arthur Lerner, Ludwig Meyer, Thelma Minko, Willeen Mitnick, Paul Numeroff, Herman Opatowski, Edith Pascal, Daniel Perchik, Natalie Podrat, Cindy Polger, Alvin Putterman, William Rabinowitz, Louis Raymer, Estelle Reese, Irvina Ross Katz, Eleanor Sachs, Jim Sandberg, Harold Schneider, Val Sigmund, Howard Solomon, George Sutton, Jack Tanchel, Melvin Tannenbaum, Ira Waldbaum, Daniel Weingast, Bernard Weingask, Rita Weissman, Sally Wertheim, Elaine Wolf, and Evelyn Zinger. And if anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 64, and those who wish may join with me as we say, Yitz Gadal v'Yitz Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'Alma Divrach Chirutei v'Amlich Malchutei, v'Chayechon v'Yomechon v'Chayei d'Chol Beit Yisrael, Magalav Izman Kari v'Imramein. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Leolam Omeomaya, Yitbarach v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ar v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh, Yitzhadar v'Yitzhalev v'Yitzhalal Shemei Dekudesha Brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. We turn in our prayer books to page 66, and we'll conclude our service with an amazing tune the cantor's been thinking about all week.
Yes,
for
and
Adon
what
Olam.
is that tune exactly that I've been thinking of? Anything you want me to try for Adon Olam tonight?
I don't ask Ronnie because he did some like
Don't
Ziggy,
Janice,
Ziggy
don't
Marley.
ask Ronnie.
Last time he said Ziggy Marley, and I thought, oh, not the best.
It was, thank you, it was Bob Marley.
Bob
it was
Marley.
Not Ziggy. It
Okay,
was
so
not
is his
Ziggy.
dad.
Anyone have anything they want to hear tonight? Oh, you know what? We missed Shabbat
Yeah,
last week,
it
and I
snowed
think
us
that
out.
would be a perfect.
That'd be great.
A perfect one.
Page 66.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa V'Chavsa Kol O Azai Melech
Who should hold this?
Shemo Nikra Adon Olam
Elia.
malach. Ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh ve'hu yiyeh b'tifarach Adon olam asher malach Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshil lo lehachbira bli reshit bli tachlit ve'lo haos ve'hamisra Adon olam asher malach Ve'hu eli v'chai gali v'tzor chavli be'et Sarah Ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi be'yom ekra Adon olam asher malach Be'yado afkid ruchi Ve'eti shan ve'a'ira Ve'im ruchi gevi'ati Adonai li ve'lo ira Adon olam asher malach.
And for those that don't know Eli, he's the one responsible for helping us bring all the Israeli soldiers here. So if you ever have questions, thank you for doing that for 5 years now, and we'll go on 6. Let's rise for a closing blessing. Adonai oz li'amo yitain, Adonai v'recha tamo v'shalom. May the Lord grant strength into his people. Bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah
Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen chayim.
Okay.
Yes, that's what you do.
Right.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, v'te'avo. Shabbat shalom.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Yada da 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 bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom.